Let us move to Gachiakuta, episode 18.
Yes.
It starts with Jabber and Zonka with their laughing scene, and Gita staring at the red stone, and Jabber dragging Zonka's body away, and Jabber jumping for joy at the thought of his reward from Zodal. But then out of nowhere, Jabber gets shot in the right leg by a Beretta M9, and the gunshot resonates through the caverns, and Engine hears it and turns. But Engine's opponent is still hiding behind his armor, mumbling to himself how everyone is finishing up their fights and he hasn't even started, and he doesn't even know how to start a fight. He's like, hey, mister? And with his stuttering, he says his name is Fu or Roaster, and Engine is like, sick, my name's Engine. And then Fu just starts hyperventilating. Fu says Zodal said that they need to make the other cleaners into offering. And he's like, I know I can do it, but if I end up in last place, ... And he has a scary vision of Zodal, and then he gets scared. He's like, man, I got to get this fight started. And he's like, can you please maybe hit me first? And Engine stops and thinks and is like, nah, I'm good. Cuts to a few moments earlier with Rio and Norde, and Rio got hit with the electricity, and Norde starts to move towards Rio for another attack. But Rio dodges by spinning around and using the wind to blow her hair and throw it off. Rio realizes something and then turns and runs. And Norde pursues, and Norde is like, man, stop running and hiding. Aren't you a warrior like me? And a true warrior would drink gamer sups, where Nord got her energy by consuming gamer sups that you can also get at gamersups.gg and use promo code DJ Montague at checkout for 10% off of your order on limited edition flavors like True Warrior and Hey Man, Punch Me First.
And limited edition cups, like the one you see here, with limited edition characters.
And limited edition shirts,
yes,
of one of the front and one of the back.
And limited edition fucking mouse pads. Like they go hard. I would highly recommend. I love Gamer Subs as a flavor and as a fashion brand now. Everybody always asks me where I get my shirts, and it's either IT Aesthetics or Gamer Subs, because I just look like a gooner at all times.
And you too can look like a gooner by going to gamersups.gg and use promo code DJ Montague at checkout for 10% off of your gooner order. But no, Norde doesn't say gamer sups. She says a true warrior would face me head on.
Nice. That was good.
1 out of 10 on that segment.
I'm gonna say fucking 9 out of 10 there.
But then Rio jumps out and is like, I figured it out. Your electricity has a time limit, doesn't it? And attacks. But Norde dodges and spinning round kicks Rio upside down and then elbows her in the stomach. Norde says she wasn't going to let Rio cut her hair twice, and she has such a connection with her hair that she can move each of its ends. But she says that she's right about the time limit, and she can stop it at will, but can't keep it charged for more than a minute or two. And then this is a big chunk of the episode. They continue the fight, and they're punching and kicking and doing martial arts shit. And Rio was like, damn, you good. What was your last job? And she says she lived in a village of women in the southern lands, the warrior tribe of Soleil.
I thought it was Saleya. Saleya Queen.
Yep, that's where she came from. Rio was like, sick, never heard of it. And then Norde dashes up and Chun-Li Hikokens and says the tribe was destroyed long ago. And the way that Rio moves, a large weapon like hers doesn't suit her.
Yeah. Way to go, Greg. I do want to touch on this. I don't know if you were planning on touching on this. The beauty standards part.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
They are fighting, and like there's a lot of, when they dodge attacks or miss each other, they're like breaking,
like makeup flyers, mirrors,
yes,
like stuffed animals, like
yes,
things that are associated
yes,
with girl stuff,
yes,
right?
And these two, they don't use their weapons as much in this fight as you would anticipate. Therefore, like shedding conventional fighting with most of the anime you would see. And I do like this episode for that, where you could tell that this was like, everything was deliberate. in
Mhm.
like, okay, we're going to break a little bit of convention. We're going to try and write these women as stronger women that are just fighting. Not that because they're women, they have to fight each other and that's the only thing they're going to do. Like a Marvel movie where they're like, yeah, we have to have the hot alien lady fight the alien or fight the hot lady from Earth. It like breaking those conventions.
But then, Thanos literally purple gem uppercuts Captain Marvel like into a different solar system. So there goes that convention.
Yeah, but that's
Don't try to fight Thanos, lady.
yeah, okay.
Let Iron Man do his thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Greg. But the mirror break was cool. Like I thought the fight was cool. I enjoyed it.
No, it was a cool fight. It was subtle enough. It wasn't
Yeah.
like that in your face that they're just like, fuck beauty standards, blah, fuck makeup,
Right,
blah.
right.
Like I'm a woman warrior, blah. It wasn't like that aggressive.
Yes.
It was subtle enough to where like I got the point they were trying to make and they didn't really push it any farther than that.
Right.
So I think they did a good job.
Because then the most important thing happens. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Rio's like, nah, my weapon is sick. But she puts her vital instrument away and is like, I'm better at fighting alone. And they square up and have a good old slugfest. And they exchange punches to the face. And the fight continues, showing the destroyed items that were collateral damage in the fight. The girls are both breathing heavy from fighting. And Rio is like, hey, no one could hear a call for help around here, right? And Norde is like, nope. And then Rio whips out the gat and blasts Norde and smiles. And then this is where I have my note. And it says, this was the immersion breaking part that I didn't like. So they are literally shooting lightning, punching through walls, breaking the ground with their strikes, moving at lightning speed.
Yeah,
and
but they're
Rio
not.
just literally has a gun and shoots her Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom style.
Yes.
So a gun is better than any vital instrument or superpower training anyone has.
Yes.
Rio literally has an I win button.
Yes. But I also, my thought process on it was that most likely, like, there's not some dude in the ground area that's just like mass producing AKs.
I don't know. Those marauders that attacked the base, they had RPGs and they had automatic weapons.
Yes.
So I'm sure there is someone out there.
Yes.
Or they're using, Fallout 4 pipe pistols or something like that.
I don't know. It's definitely a weird scenario, but it does continue to Mad Maxify the world for me, which I don't hate. It doesn't make me mad that she pulls out a gun and she's just like, yeah, I'm done with this now. I have decided that I have lost the fight, but now this is my win con.
But like for me, it's like, why didn't like Norde dash away from the bullet or strike lightning and just make a lightning shield with her hair? Because apparently it can block a giant pair of scissors that are infused with vital instrument power. You kind of just take this thing that is outside of the current fighting conventions and then like insert it into this fight and it's just like, oh, I just shot you. Hey, like I'm a killer.
Yeah, this was weird. It was weird, but
then,
like I said,
it was fine, I think, for the Marauders because it showed how ineffective guns were. Because Semiyu just walked out and stopped time and just punched everyone in the face.
Right.
Literally was grabbing rockets out of the air and like fucking
that was
throwing
sick
them
as
back.
shit, though.
Yeah, but it shows you that how useless guns were compared to a vital instrument.
Well,
but then now that you're bringing this back where it's like, we have these vital instruments, like fucking Engine is octo breaking these nuts. But then Rio just whips out a gat and just shoots someone, and now they're dead.
Okay,
they're not actually dead, but you know what I mean.
Norde does not move that fast in this fight. That would constitute me thinking, okay, she is hyperspeed and could dodge a bullet.
Are you serious? They're literally jumping off of the windmills, like having the speed lines where they disappear like DBZ style and then punch each other.
They do, and I think that is an exaggeration. And to save money on animation, right?
Okay,
and I agree with you.
Powers an exaggeration.
I agree
so is
with
this shock that she dealt to Rio like literally 10, like it's a AA battery, and she's like, blah, like blah. Oh, that stung a little bit. Like, what voltage is she actually using her hair at? Apparently, it's enough to like cause some sort of shaking paralysis when it hits Rio. But no, it's fine. Like bullets, my only weakness. How did you know?
I agree with you, Greg. I agree with you. I think it's far-fetched, but okay. I don't think that we've seen like it's like Blue Lock. You know what I mean? Like, dude just fucking goes insano mode and is like teleporting him and the ball behind people. And it's like, did that happen, or was that like a suspension of disbelief where the person is like shocked at what they're seeing? I think Norde was like, what the fuck? Why would you bring a gun to a fucking knife fight? We were having so much fun.
Yeah, it's fine.
She got hit like
It's
I got hit, but she ain't fucking breathing.
All right, so Norde is down with a shot to her shoulder just below the collarbone, and Rio has her at gunpoint, but says Engine said she can't kill anyone anymore, and she tried to fight her without killing her, but she was too strong, so she had to use her I-win button gun, and says her scissors are her only vital instrument, and she'll never stain them with blood again. And the gun was a parting gift from her last boss. And Norde is like, no way. Are you a professional killer? And Rio gets all up close and is like, that's our little secret. I have another note here that says we get a little peek into what was possibly Rio's past of being a killer of some sort. Probably some fucking John Wick style ballerina. Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's fine. And then, yeah, if we look back at last episode when Zonka had his flashback and saw Engine and Rio before they were cleaners, it's that when Engine saved her. Like,
Right,
what happened
right,
there?
yeah.
Who knows?
Right. And then she starts braiding her hair.
Yeah. Normal killer, professional killer things to do.
I think that she has a lot of personality with her hair specifically. And I think that they do a good job of that. Because, like, you could see in the fight, like, her hair starts to, like, get out of its bun. And then she has, like, the long hair when she's, like, in crazy mode. And then she, like, leans down into Norde's face. When she's about to go to sleep, she also has her hair down. When she gets into...
So she's got to go into crazy mode when you sleep, you know what I mean?
I think that it's her true emotions come out.
Okay.
But when her hair is down, she's, like, trying to get into Rudo's face. And, like, was in his room, and she's just very, like, when her hair's up, or when it's tied back, or whatever it is, it's a reference to where she was in her life.
Rio has a flashback of when Zonka got poop on him, and Engine is picking up Rudo and Zonka in the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, and thinks that she doesn't know how Rudo will end up. And then more scenes from previous episodes, and then one of Amo and Rudo. Rudo extending his hand to her, and she thinks that they could have just let her be. So again, in this scene, I don't know why she's fixated on Rudo. Why is she worried about how Rudo is going to turn out? Why does she have an affinity towards Rudo? Why does she think about Amo and Rudo together? And it's just more stuff that they've kind of built with Rio and Rudo before.
Yes.
And I don't know why she has this interest in Rudo.
I think there's a bit to it that we don't need. Obviously, like I said, I don't really need the Rudo-Rio relationship. I think that she has a lot of issues in her day-to-day life where she doesn't know who she truly is. Because obviously this whole thing that she's done is a promise to Engine, rather than it being a promise to herself to not kill people. And so it's this weird facade of, like, her as a cleaner, like, and then kind of throwing this on the ground as well, like, her cleaner clothes are dirty, but everybody else continues wearing their cleaner clothes. She's like, fuck this, I'm throwing them on the ground so I can go do my crazy shit and shoot this guy. I don't know. It's very strange.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't want to associate killing with the cleaners.
Right.
Which is why she
definitely
did that,
doesn't.
But
she definitely feels like Rio is definitely 3 different characters combined. There is loop hair Rio that is a cleaner. She's doing her thing. There is all the way down hair Rio that is like raw emotion and everything is like psychoanalytical behavior of like immediate action and reaction. There's no thought process. It is just act on. And then there is braided hair Rio, which her is a killer. I think it's her as, like, so far, at least from what I've seen, is her before she was a cleaner. And, like, her reactions to things are more, I don't know. Anyways, that's just my thought process on it.
Cuts back to the present, and Rio blasting Jabber 7 more times, so 8 in total, if we count the shot to the leg.
Yeah.
And then she goes to recover Zonka.
And then she's like, "You're too stubborn to die anyway, so I'm gonna give you these extra lead poisoning."
Yeah. It's man. Okay. Yeah, and that's just spoiler, not really, because no one's dead, right?
Right.
Norde's not dead, Jabber's not dead, even though he just got 50 cented. He's not dead. They just took him to the hospital and he was fine.
Mhm.
Cuts to Rudo and Zodal, and Manhole Girl teleports in and says Jabber won, Norde lost, and Fu is waiting for Engine to do something, and Boondis is talking to Bro and Deer, trying to get info on the cleaner's leader. Zodal is like, you guys are tougher than I thought. And then Manhole Girl teleports Rudo away to the red stone with Zodal. Rudo is just yelling at Zodal, and he's like, man, stop swearing and flailing and use your brain. You want to take down the sphere or not? And Rudo is like, I hate dudes like you. And he's like, man, I wish a cooler spherite dropped instead of you. As Gita is hiding behind a stalagmite. Zodal takes Amo's boots to the red stone, and it absorbs them, and he says, the Watchman series. Rudo's gloves. My coat. Amo's boots. And he was trying to make his own entry into the series. And then the screen goes black, and we hear the cry of what appears to be a trash beast. And that's how the episode ends.
I didn't see the boots get absorbed. I see them get stabbed by the tentacles that this heart thing is doing.
Oh, I mean, that's what I mean by absorb. It's
slurping and glurping. There's some suckery going on.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. That's.
Yep.
You took the words right out.
I know I did. I know. Greg, I know your dialogue. Yeah, there's a lot of suspended disbelief in this episode. I like that they're progressing the story, at least, with Zodal and Rudo now. Like, I've been waiting for this. Rio's backstory, I like the part of them breaking the social norms. I also could have gone without the gun. I think it was definitely weird, but I don't see a way Norde loses at that point, right? So probably we're just like, well, let's just pull out a gun. Like, how does Norde lose that fight? Well, also, she does say she was too strong without resorting to killing. So I imagine Rio is strong enough to probably have beaten her if she were to exploit the moment to moment, like, I could kill you here, but I promised somebody I would stop killing people.
Yeah, like Hell's Paradise ripping her eyes out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's fine, I guess. It's giving little teasers because, like, now I'm curious, how did Engine save her?
Right.
Like, okay, she got the gun from her old boss. Is her old boss dead? Did Engine kill her? Did she kill her?
Right.
Who died?
Right.
She said, I don't want my scissors to have blood on them ever again.
Right.
And they never will. It's
Dude,
like,
she definitely
who did you kill
chopped
with your
someone's fucking
scissors?
head off, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Or their wiener.
She got him with the wiener.
Lorena bobbited.
Dude,
them.
I couldn't think of the name. Nice, Greg. Sick reference. Proud of you.
It's kind of what I was saying before in one of our episodes. If you don't want viewers to ask those kinds of questions and expect a resolution from the things that you brought up, then just don't put them in there to begin with. Like, unless they really start to develop Rio in season 2, you didn't even have to put that in here. You could have written a way to where Rio probably would win in like an underhanded way and be able to escape without using a gun to shoot another person. But I hope they did it for a reason, and I hope that they circle back to it and resolve this new side quest that they opened about Engine and Rio's past and her past as a professional killer, and who did she kill with the gun and who did she kill with the scissors, and why, she has such a checkered emotional dual personality issue that she's got going on.
Okay.
If it doesn't get resolved, because I'm not going to forget, then I'm going to be even more angry at the series.
Yes, I would agree there. I would like it to get resolved. I think that they will do a past episode. This show's going to go for like 2 or 3. I would assume at least 3 more seasons. It seems like a lot of these anime that are coming out, Demon Slayer, 5 seasons. JJK is at season 3, part 1, which they've announced they're going to do a part 2.
Mm-hmm.
1,000 Year Blood War, 4 parts. I imagine they will have time to resolve this and the thought process.
I hope so. Because, we do not get resolution on this this season.
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
We don't get to know anything more about Rio or her gun-toting reasons on why she carries a gun. From here, it basically focuses on the Raiders and the giant red sphere that Amo's boots got stabbed into,
Yep.
and what happens there.